She was on the couch in sweatpants with her feet under a blanket when I walked in and held up the remote like a peace flag. "How about a movie tonight?" I asked. "You pick. I'll make popcorn." "No," Megan shot back without looking up. "I'd rather be alone." It wasn't the word. It was the tone, like I'd offered her a chore. 2 months earlier, she'd binge shows with me and laugh at the dumbest lines. Now I was background noise. I stood there a second too long, then put the remote down and went to the kitchen. The air felt colder than the fridge. If I'd known where it was headed, I wouldn't have asked about a movie. I would have asked why she'd taken herself out of this marriage and left me to water the stump. I called Rachel the next day. She was the friend who'd introduced us, the one who swore I'd thank her forever after the wedding. We met for coffee at a place by my shop because she worked nearby. Rachel had a quick smile and that habit of listening like she was memorizing. "She's distant," I said. "Cold. I'm not sure what happened." Rachel folded the cardboard sleeve around her cup. "Did you two fight?" "No fight. Just frost. She goes to bed early or goes to bed late. The timing changes, the cold doesn't." "What do you want?" she asked. "I want my wife back," I said. Then I forced a laugh. "And maybe a map." "Try a reset," Rachel said. "Don't argue, don't chase. Plan something simple and clean. A dinner at home. Flowers. Show her the marriage isn't on autopilot." "I can do that." She loved those quick pasta nights. "Then do it," she said. "And Nate, don't let the cold define you. Lead with calm." "Working on it," I said. I went home with groceries and a plan. The first dinner I staged like a small rescue mission. Lights dim enough to soften the kitchen, 2 plates, the old playlist we used to pick at random. I set a vase with the cheapest white flowers I could find because I wasn't going to buy forgiveness like a lottery ticket. This was a gesture, not a bribe. Megan came in from her gym class, dropped her bag near the door, and looked at the table like I'd parked a motorcycle in the living room. "What's all this?" she asked, towing off her shoes without smiling. "Wednesday dinner," I said. "You used to like my pasta. I made it again because I'm a people pleaser with good timing." She walked to the counter, lifted the lid, sniffed. "Smells heavy. I already ate." "Where?" I asked. "At the gym," she said flat. "Protein bar and a shake. I'm trying to be lighter." "Then consider this a photo opportunity," I said. "We sit, we talk, you twirl noodles you don't eat." She looked at the flowers. "It's just extra. It's called effort," I answered. "Remember effort? We used to trade it." She pulled a glass from the cabinet. "You didn't have to do this." I leaned on the island. "I know. I wanted to." She rolled her eyes. "Nate, I'm tired." "Sit for 10 minutes, I said. "I'll do all the talking. You can yawn on your time." She exhaled like I was nagging a teenager. But she sat. I served. We ate in clinks. I threw her a light question, then another, then a joke. She gave me single-word answers like ration supplies. After 6 minutes, she pushed her plate away. "Can we not pretend? It feels forced." "Okay," I said. "Let's not pretend." I collected her plate. "Here's the deal. I'm not going to chase you around our own home. You don't have to love my cooking. You do have to show up if you live here. 10 minutes. That's the minimum from now on." She stared at me. "Are you serious? You're giving me rules." "Call them expectations," I said. "I'm setting the bar where adults can see it." "Wow," she said. "You know what? I'm going to shower." "Be on time tomorrow," I told her calm. "Dinner's at 7. 10 minutes. She stood, paused, then looked back like she was measuring me. "Fine. I'll be here," she said, and went down the hall. It sounded like progress. It wasn't. The next day at 7, I plated and waited. The candle burned down to a button. At 7:30, she texted from the driveway, running late. "Don't wait up." I blew out the candle, put the food away, and wrote a note. "We're done with pretend dinners. From tomorrow, I'll handle my side of life, you handle yours. Shared routines are on pause until we both want them." The note went on the fridge where the magnets could guard it. She came in at 9 and saw it. "What is this?" she asked, waving the paper. "New policy," I said, wiping the counter. "Separate schedules. Separate groceries. Separate laundry. If you want me, ask for me. I'm not chasing. I'll be respectful. I expect the same." She sucked her teeth. "Dramatic. Efficient," I said. "Also, I'm moving to the guest room. I like sleep. So now you're punishing me." "No," I said. "I'm protecting me." For the next week, I ran my mornings like I was single. Breakfast alone. Gym early. Work. I kept my tone steady and short when we crossed paths. She tried a new angle, small jabs. Going to the shop so early? Guess paperwork is your new love language. Someone has to keep the lights on. You always did the most, she said. Doing what's required is not the most, I answered. It's the minimum. After 3 days of that, she flicked a switch and did a soft landing one night. She came to the doorway of the guest room, leaned on the frame. I've been snappy, she said. Work has been rough. I don't like how we're acting. Can we reset? She put a hand on my shoulder like a light tap. I nodded once. We can test good behavior. I'm not going back to guessing. I'll be better, she said. Promise. Good, I said. Then start by showing up Saturday. No gym, no errands, no drifting. Breakfast at 8. 30 minutes. Okay, she said quickly. 30 minutes. Saturday came. 8 came. She didn't. At 8:20 she wandered in, hair up, bag over her shoulder. Sorry, she said. I lost track. You make time for what matters, I said, pulling the plate away. I'll be at the shop. You're leaving because of breakfast? I'm leaving because of math, I said. Your minutes keep going somewhere else. I texted Rachel later from the office. The soft tone lasted 2 days. Then back to cold. She suggested the obvious. One last big push, something that wasn't flowers and noodles. Change the scenery, she wrote. Travel. Take her out of her rhythm. Big swing. I asked. Big swing, she replied. If she wants in, she'll show it there. So I swung. I bought 2 tickets to Italy, a simple itinerary and a decent hotel with a balcony you could actually use. I kept it quiet because I wanted the reveal clean. The timing worked with my workload. I told Tom, my foreman, I'd be gone a week and set up coverage. Everything okay? Tom asked while we marked a work order. Everything's fine, I said. Trip with my wife. It's a test, not a vacation. You sure that's wise? He asked. I'm not in the wisdom business, I said. I'm in the clarity business. I got home early, tickets in my pocket. The living room smelled like fresh coffee. Megan was on the couch with Rachel, both holding mugs. Rachel's glance said, play it straight. Megan's posture said, don't. I took the tickets out and smiled because I was going to plant a flag either way. We're going to Italy, I told Megan, holding them out. You ready to remember we're married? She took the papers, skimmed, then looked at me with a tilt. With you alone? She said, one eyebrow up. I'm out. She dropped the tickets into the kitchen trash like they were junk mail and turned to Rachel without a pause. Anyway, that trainer I told you about. Rachel didn't hear the rest. She stared at the trash, then at Megan, then at me. Are you serious? Rachel said to her. He's trying. You can hate pasta, but you can't hate effort. What's wrong with you? Megan snorted and faced the window. I don't need a lecture. Rachel stood, walked to the trash, and fished out the tickets. Coffee dripped on the floor. She wiped them with a dish towel and came to me. Go with me instead, she said quietly, eyes steady. If you want company, I'll be good company. I looked at her, then at Megan, then at the clock. Tomorrow at 7 I'll pick you up, I said. Pack for 5 days. Comfortable shoes. Rachel smiled like she'd been holding her breath for a week. I'm in, she said. I took my keys from the bowl on the counter. I need to handle something, I told Rachel. You need a ride? She grabbed her bag. Sure. We left. Half the drive we didn't talk. The car hummed, and the streetlights cut the windshield into pieces. Then Rachel turned in her seat to face me. I wouldn't tolerate this, she said. Not this level of cold. She's crossing lines. I'm not, I said. I'm heading to my attorney. I'm done. Rachel's mouth softened and then broke into pure light. You're serious? I am. She put a hand on my forearm for one beat. Good, she said. I'm proud of you. I dropped her at her place. She leaned in the open door. Thank you for asking me, she said. It's been a long time since I went anywhere just to live. See you at 7. I answered and pulled away. I went straight to the law office. No drama, just signatures and a date. Papers would be ready by the time I got back, but I asked for a preliminary set I could deliver myself when I returned. The assistant slid a folder across like a baton. I put it in the glove box and drove home. Megan was in the bedroom packing a tote with clothes I didn't recognize. I didn't ask. I folded what I needed into a carry-on, locked my passport in the front pocket, and took a pillow to the couch. We didn't talk. The next morning, after a cold shower and a black coffee, I left without waking her. Rachel came out of her building with a small suitcase and sunglasses she didn't need. She looked like hope. Ready? I asked. More than ready, she said. We flew. We slept some. We landed. We walked the old streets and let ourselves be small. We took photos, not the influencer kind, just proof that joy can be simple. Lunches in alley cafes. Dinners where the waiter waved like he'd been waiting for us. The second evening I posted a picture of 2 plates and 2 glasses. I didn't tag anyone. I didn't hide either. On the 4th night, after too much gelato and a slow walk back to the hotel, we sat on the balcony and let our legs rest on the rail. The city below was a soft scrape of voices. Rachel watched the traffic like she was watching a slow river. You're doing the right thing, she said. It was never about effort. You put more in than anyone I know. You can leave with your head high. She paused. If I had a man like you, I wouldn't let him go. She blinked after she said it like the sentence had jumped ahead of her permission. She turned away. I heard it, I said. And you're not wrong about me or about her. For what it's worth, you're the kind of woman who could make any home warmer. You're fun. You see people. I'd be lucky to have a partner like you. She stared at her hands and gave a tiny, crooked smile. What's stopping you? Upbringing, I said. And the fact that I wrap one season before I start another. When the divorce is done, I'm asking you to dinner. A real one. No tests. Rachel laughed, small and relieved. Deal. From that night, we held hands when we walked. We shared the good chairs at breakfast. We didn't cross any lines. I wasn't going to trade cold for reckless. I was choosing something clean. On day 5, 2 texts came from Megan. The first, hope you're safe. The second, an hour later, when you get back, let's talk. I miss how we used to be. Rachel saw me glance down. She reached out. She did, I said. What do you want me to say? She asked. Nothing, I said. I heard her. I remember last Saturday too. Rachel nodded. That's the problem with words. They're cheaper than minutes. We flew back quiet and content. On the drive from the airport, I stopped by the office and picked up the finalized packet. I wanted to hand it to Megan myself. Not to hurt her. To make the end clear. Rachel squeezed my hand before I dropped her off. Text me when you've done it, she said. I will. Whatever happens next, she added, I'm on your side. I know. I went home. I barely set my keys down before the storm hit. Megan charged from the hallway like she'd been practicing her lines all week. You actually went, she said. With her. You said no. I said. You threw the tickets away. You didn't even try to convince me, she snapped. I'm not a street vendor, I said. If you wanted in, you'd have walked in. You embarrassed me, she said, voice rising. Do you know what people are saying? I know what they saw, I said. A husband offering his wife a trip and a wife throwing the offer in the trash. You think you get to punish me for not catering to your timeline? She asked. I think I get to end a marriage that no longer looks like a marriage, I said, and set the folder on the table. She stopped mid-tirade. What is that? Papers, I said. Her eyes widened like she'd been slapped by math. Over a trip? You're leaving me over a trip? I laughed once short. No, I'm leaving because of the person you've chosen to be. I didn't marry this version of you. I don't know her. She can find another house to be cold in. I nudged the folder with 2 fingers. You need to be out by tonight. I'll send a few boxes to make it easier. You can't be serious, she said. You think you can just. I can't, I cut in. And I am. People will know what you did, she said. They'll know you ran off and they'll know I gave you every chance, I said. And that I don't play fetch. She grabbed the folder, flipped through, tossed it on the table, and pointed at the door. You'll regret this. I regret wasting months on a stranger, I said. I don't regret waking up. I picked up my keys. I'm not staying for round 2, I added. Text me when you're out. She started again, a new set of charges, but I was already at the door. I called Rachel from the driveway. She answered on the first ring. Well, she asked. It's done, I said. She exhaled. Then the sound jumped into a bright laugh. Good, good. That's the best news I've heard in a year. Her tone went wet at the edges. I'm really, really happy for you. I'm coming by with cake, I said. Of course you are, she said. I'll make coffee. At Rachel's place, I set the cake on the counter and told her the edited version. She listened, eyes on me, not the cake. She's already texting me, Rachel said, lifting her phone. He left me because of you, she read. then put the phone down like it was hot. I told her the truth. You did this. Then I blocked her. Clean, I said. We ate our slices at the island like kids stealing dessert before dinner. When I left, she hugged me, then kissed my cheek. I kissed hers. Neither of us apologized for it. At home, the place was loud with absence. Megan had packed fast. A couple of plates were cracked in the sink. The back door was open. I shut it. I changed the lock. I took out the trash, and there, on top of the bag, were the wrinkled Italy stubs. I almost laughed. I texted Rachel. She's gone. Lock changed. I'll sleep for the first time in months. Rachel, good. Proud of you. Call me tomorrow. I did sleep. Hard. No guest room. My bed, in my house, without the weather system. The first week after the papers, silence held. Then Megan started testing new channels. First came the long messages. I've been thinking. I'm sorry. I was stressed. I want to fix this. Can we meet? I didn't respond. We were past the meeting stage. Respect doesn't need a conference table. Then came the shorter ones. Please talk to me. Please. I muted the thread. I wasn't cruel. I was finished. On Saturday, Tom invited me to a cookout at his place. I showed up with a tray from the deli in my best mood. A few neighbors and coworkers were there, plus his sister, Dana, who asked questions like she meant them. How's married life? She asked, then winced. Sorry, I heard something. It's over, I said, calm. I'm good. You sure? She asked. Very, I said. I stopped negotiating with weather. Tom clapped my shoulder. Man's got lines now, he said to the group. We could all learn something. Megan must have heard about the gathering through the grapevine because she texted again that night. I miss you. I want to come by. I didn't answer. Rachel came over Sunday afternoon to help me pick new towels and argue about rugs. We didn't act like a couple. We acted like two people leaving a problem and building a simple room. When she hung the last towel, she stood with hands on hips like a foreman. This place is lighter, she said. That's a word, I said. You're lighter, she added. That's a fact. She stepped in, rested her head briefly on my shoulder, then stepped back. Dinner tomorrow? I'll cook, I said. No candles. No candles, she agreed, smiling. The following Thursday, Megan tried one more time. She called from a blocked number. I let it go to voicemail. I need to see you, she said on the recording. I get it now. I was tough. I don't want to lose you. I pressed delete. The clarity didn't come from apologies. It came from her behavior when she thought I'd always be there. A week later, the county clerk sent the notice. Date set. I called Rachel. It's official, I said. So am I, she replied. Officially free on Friday. You're taking me to dinner. Yes, ma'am. That night, I slept like the world wasn't trying to sell me anything. Megan didn't let go quietly. She sent a couple of messages to Rachel, too. Rachel showed me one before she blocked the number. It was a long argument written like a speech. It ended with, "You took him from me." Rachel typed back, "You pushed him away." Then she hit block and set her phone face down. Clean, I said again. By the time the papers were final, Rachel and I were already moving like something real. We didn't rush. We didn't hide. I told Tom. He grinned like a kid and slapped my back so hard I almost dropped my coffee. "You deserve easy," he said. "I'm finding it," I answered. We spent Sundays with her nephew at the park, arguing about which swings were better and pretending we weren't competitive. We took a small road trip to the coast and shared fries like it was a science project. We took photos, more than in Italy because we weren't proving anything now. Megan tried once more with a simple line. I made a mistake. Please talk to me. I didn't. I'd already talked more than enough. The night before I handed Megan the final stack of documents confirming the last administrative step, I sat at the kitchen table and wrote her a note. Not a speech, not an essay, just the last thing I owed a story that had ended, respect for the time that was good. I left it by the door and walked out to my truck. Rachel was waiting on the porch across the street, hair pulled back, jacket zipped like she was ready for weather that wasn't going to show up. She came down, and we met on the sidewalk. "How are you?" she asked. "Solid," I said. "No doubts. No second thoughts." "Good," she said. "Because I bought steaks for tomorrow." "You're a planner," I said. "I'm a woman who likes simple," she said. We went for a walk around the block just to move. We passed Mrs. Glenn, the neighbor who knows everyone's story before they do. She waved and called out, "You two look right." Then she kept watering her flowers. Rachel looked at me, surprised, then laughed. That woman sees everything. She's not wrong, I said. Back home, I pulled a little box from the drawer under the coffee filters. Not a ring yet, just the box it would one day hold. I closed it and put it back. Timing. Clean lines. No rush. That night, I slept in my bed, in my house, with the windows open to ordinary sounds. No speeches. No cold. Just a grown man ready to build something without conditions. A week later, the final envelope came. I signed where I needed to, kept copies where I should, and moved on like the adult I claimed to be. I didn't tell Megan. She no longer controlled my calendar. I took Rachel to a diner with plastic menus and a waitress who called everyone Han. Rachel wore a simple dress and no agenda. Official enough for you? I asked, holding up a folded letter like a magic trick. Official, she said and poked it. Now we start. We already started, I said. Now we just stop pretending we didn't. We ate. We laughed. We kept it quiet, not secret. On the way out, Tom called. You free next weekend? He asked. We're doing a small thing at the lake. Yeah, I said. Rachel's coming. Good, he said. Bring whatever makes you happy. Will do. At the lake, Megan wasn't there, thank God. But a couple of mutual acquaintances were, and they did that clumsy dance of small talk and glances. I didn't give them a show. When one of them asked, So, you and Rachel? I nodded. Yes, I said. We're together. The man nodded back like he felt the rightness of it. Looks right, he said. The next day, Megan sent a final burst. She wanted to meet. She wrote that she saw it now, that we could make new rules, that she'd been hurting and took it out on me, that she wouldn't let me go so easily. She tried guilt, then softness, then logic, then nostalgia. It was like watching the Weather Channel cycle through seasons on fast forward. I didn't reply. 2 months after Italy, Rachel moved in. Not in a rush, not like a replacement, but like an addition that made sense. The house looked like we actually chose our things. The guest room became her office. The kitchen started seeing actual breakfasts. The living room saw card games and the kind of quiet where you don't wonder if the other person is tolerating you. My business did well because my head was no longer trying to solve a cold case. I bought a used SUV with room for weekends and kept my old truck because it carried history the right way. We went out to dinner with Tom and Dana and didn't make a scene. We didn't need to. Once in a while, I'd hear about Megan through someone's cousin who saw her at a bar or a yoga class or a grocery line. The story was always the same in different words. She didn't see this coming. She thought I'd keep orbiting. She thought the frost would work forever. People misjudge men like me. We don't shout. We just get very quiet, and then we leave. And when we leave, we don't circle back for a post-game show. Last week, in the aisle with the batteries and extension cords, I ran into Mrs. Glenn again. She looked at the list in my hand and at the cart with 2 sets of everything. You done right, she said, because she doesn't waste phrases. I did what I had to, I said. Same thing, she replied. Different words. That night at home, Rachel set 2 plates on the table and shook her head at me. What? I asked. You always put the forks on the wrong side, she said. There's a wrong side? I asked. They're as if we're trying to look civilized. I'm not. I'm trying to look happy. You do, she said. We ate. We cleaned up together without a debate. We watched a movie. Her choice, my popcorn. When the credits rolled, she curled into my side and tapped my chest with one finger. You going to ask me that question already? She teased. Soon, I said. Not because I'm scared. Because I want the timing to feel like we chose it, not like we reacted to anything. Just don't wait until after the sequel, she said. Deal, I said. Before bed, I stood in the doorway of the old guest room, now a space with plants and a desk. I remembered the first night I moved in there, the way silence felt like a cell. Now the same silence felt like a door I'd opened with one simple rule. You don't stay where you're not respected. If Megan ever figures that out, it'll be after I stopped paying attention. That's fine. I don't need her to learn the lesson for it to count. I just needed to live it. When people ask what happened, I don't give them paragraphs. I tell them a man offered to watch a movie with his wife, and she said she'd rather be alone. And then, week by week, she meant it. So I let her be alone, and I took my life back. The last message she sent is still sitting unread somewhere behind a mute icon. Maybe she's doing better. Maybe she's repeating the same pattern with a new audience. It's not my business anymore. What is my business? The ring in my top drawer. The reservation at the small place by the river I made for next month. The long weekend I'm planning at the coast because Rachel says she sleeps best near water. The guys at the shop who know I'll actually show up to the fishing trip this year. The grill in the backyard that finally sees food and friends instead of long silences and phones face down. My final line to Megan was the last true thing I needed to say. I'm not leaving because of a trip. I'm leaving because I don't recognize you. You have until tonight. I didn't watch the door when she walked out. I didn't need to. I had Italy in my rear view, a woman who looked at me and saw me, and a house that no longer kept secrets. I don't chase. I lead. I don't yell. I act. And I don't ask twice for respect in a place that refuses to offer it.